Welcome again to Caprice Live. Now this week is one of my favorite weeks because I am here, honestly, with one of my best friends in the world. He is, I'm not being biased, look at him, he's drop dead gorgeous, he's so talented. And you know what? There's a lot of really mean people in the entertainment industry, but this one is one of the nicest on top of everything else. It's Duncan James!
Shall I pay you now or later?
I was so excited that you said yes to doing this.
Well, I couldn't say no to you, could I?
No, you couldn't. No, you definitely couldn't.
You can't say no to Caprice. I've known you for so many years now, it's crazy.
I know, well, we're going to get into it because we've had some times together. But where are we? Where did you have us?
So I brought you here. I'm in the middle of rehearsals at the moment for Panto. It's Panto season. I'm doing Snow White and the Seven Daughters here with Leslie Joseph in Plymouth. And we are just in the Dance Attic with studios. Hence why I'm dressed in my...
Baby, you look hot. You know what's interesting? You know, like 10 years ago to do Panto was a bit... But everyone's doing it now. In fact, if you're not doing it, then it's...
It's funny because I remember my acting agent at the time said to me, you know, you can never do Panto. It's
I know.
the forbidden fruit to do it.
I know.
And I changed agents, and my new agent said to me, why have you never done Panto? And I said, well, because my old agents, and he was like, rubbish. The production levels are huge.
He was just traditional.
It's a great fun Christmas event, and Kudos, who are the biggest pantomime company in the UK, they put on such great shows and they throw so much money into the production. And the first ever one I did was at Birmingham Hippodrome 2 years ago with Jane McDonald, and we had the best time ever. It was Jack and the Beanstalk. I got to climb up a great big beanstalk every night. It was just incredible how they did it all, and it was such a great show. It was like 3D animatronic giants.
Did you have fun doing it? Do you genuinely have fun doing it?
Do you know what's really nice about doing a show like that? I mean, it's for the kids, obviously, and families and stuff, but you really get into the whole kind of spirit of it all, and it's nice that you do it for like a short run over the Christmas New Year period.
Oh, so it's only like a month?
Yeah, it's like a month run.
And they're like packed houses, aren't they?
Every single day, it's absolutely packed out. And luckily, the theatres that I've been doing are big ones. They're like kind of 2,000-3,000 seaters, and you do 2 a day. So you're playing to huge audiences.
2,000 or 3,000? That's more than the West End. That's insane.
Huge. Yeah, and so basically, it's...
Wait, how many shows a day do you do?
You do 2 a day. You do 12 a week. You're knackered, but you know, it pays really well, and it's great fun, and you actually have a really nice Christmas and New Year with all the company and all the crowd, everyone together, so it's nice. And my little girl comes down and sees it, my mum comes and sees it, all my friends come and see it, and you know, it's nice.
You are so amazing with he is so close. He is so close with his mom and your daughter. Well, of course it's your daughter, but you're an amazing dad. And
for me, family, you know me, my family is very, very small, so I'm a mummy's boy, and I've got my 2 girls in my life, my mum and my daughter, and I look after them. And
this is why I love him so much.
You got to look after your mums, haven't you?
Well, you do, but not everyone does. I'm really close to my mom, but guys usually aren't as close as you are with your mom.
I think it's
really nice.
I've got a very unique bond with my mother. It's just us really until my daughter came along. It's just been me and my mum. Like, I don't have any brothers or sisters. I don't have any aunts or uncles biologically. My mother was adopted, so our family tree is very, very small. I never met my father, so I don't know any of that side of my family. So all I've got is me and my mum. My mum has 2 adopted brothers. They never had children, so I've got no cousins.
Do you ever want to meet your dad?
I did want to meet my dad. But my dad died actually last year, I found out, and I was a little bit mixed emotion about it because I never got the chance to see him. So, you know, wanting to meet somebody as important like a father all your life and never getting the chance to do it, and then when I did get the chance to meet him, when I was 25 basically, he sold out, I was told in a story in the papers, and from that I was really upset. My mum was really upset, and I thought, you know what, I'm not gonna, no, screw you had your chance. So I never met him, and then I thought at some point in my life I will meet him. There'll be in a moment where I'm sure I'll meet him, but that opportunity was taken away from me last year when he died.
I don't. Would you stop coughing? We're in a really special moment, and would you go out if you're gonna cough some more? I mean, really? That I didn't know that part about you.
Yeah, but my father was an alcoholic, and when he saw the story on me, obviously the press had found him, and he'd got paid some money because he loved to drink, and he just thought this was obviously a bit of money for him to make. Where he didn't really obviously consider the importance of wanting to meet his child after all those years. So I was kind of hurt by that he kind of, you know what the feeling is to be sold out, it's that horrible feeling.
Awful. It's really awful.
It was really awful, but I thought in the back of my mind, at some point I'll forgive him and I will meet him at some point, and it'd be like, okay, well, I've met my father. But he died very sad death on his own in Portugal, and
babes, gosh,
he was an alcoholic. He died on his own in a pool of sick, and that's how he came to his end. But karma and all that.
I know, and it just wasn't meant to be. Maybe you would have been psychologically more traumatized
if I had have met him or something.
You know?
I do have some kind of mental anguish about it, because I would have loved to have had the opportunity just to have sat him down and talked to him, and
you gotta let it go, though.
But let it go.
Let it go, babes. It's only gonna torment you. You just gotta. It's easier said than done, but
But I have a great relationship with my mom.
You have an unbelievable relationship with your mom.
She came in today she popped in to see me here in rehearsals today. And
I missed her!
Yes, I told her you were coming.
Oh, she should have done this interview with us. It would have been so much fun.
But she's great, and I'm very lucky that I've got somebody in my life who loves me very much. So, that's a nice feeling to be loved.
You are her life. Actually, I know. Now, I want to go back. I love talking about your blue days. I love talking about all your days, but you've had such an evolution. I mean, this industry, come on, is really, really difficult.
Yeah, it is.
People are super famous and then they're gone the next minute, and especially right now,
Yeah, I think there's a lot of people coming through all the time with all these different types of reality shows.
Mm-hmm.
So, the amount of artists and everybody is getting their 15 minutes of fame now.
But it's not sustainable. You are sustainable, and I'm not being biased. I mean, Blue, you guys literally, you're legendary.
It was pretty huge.
One of the biggest pop bands of all time.
It was a great run we had.
It was an unbelievable run.
It was only 5 years we were together, and we sold over 16 million albums worldwide, and it was just like the most insane kind of experience for anybody, I think, to go through. And I look at the guys from like One Direction and how huge they were on an even massive scale. It was huge for them. I mean, they cracked America, which is just so hard to do, and they did
cracked
it.
the world.
They cracked the world, and those boys must have been working. I know
flat
how
out.
hard, flat out, and you
hard.
do get burnout, and you do get to that point where you just like want to pull your hair out and scream and say, enough, just give me a break.
Babes, what was it like every night getting on that stage and just being adored so much? But what was amazing is that you never got big-headed. Your ego could go nuts with that kind of fame, with that kind of adoration.
I think that a lot of it is
How did you ground yourself?
I think it's friends, and we were friends at that time. We used to hang out a lot, and I think you just hang out with good people in your life, and
you think that's it?
I found a lot earlier on that there was a lot of hangers-on in the early days of Blue. A lot of friends that you think are your friends, but they're not really your friends, and everybody wants to just be a part of the kind of buzz that comes with it. And of course,
but did that bother you though? I mean,
you don't really notice it at first.
Yeah, you don't notice it, and you know what? If they're making you laugh, if they're cool energy, then whatever, Don't you think? I always had that attitude.
Yeah, I mean, I found myself just always wanting to pay for everybody. Every time we went out, I thought, well, all my friends,
I remember that.
Actually,
I remember that. Everyone used to take the mic.
Yeah, I just used to pay for everybody because I used to think to myself, well, look, I'm in a fortunate position here. And I mean, I came from no money. I never was brought up with money from family. So when I got money, I was just like, wait, I got all this money. Well, I could die tomorrow. So let's just all have a good time. And I wanted to just always take everybody out for dinner and pick up the bill, because I didn't want that awkwardness of, let's all split the bill between everybody. I thought, I'll just take care of it, done. And you know, I was going around thinking I was like a millionaire when I wasn't actually. But
Oh, you were doing all right. But
I
you
was
just
all right.
weren't thinking of the future. You were thinking about
No,
sort of...
I was just thinking about now, and you know,
Yeah.
that's very much a typical kind of Aryan. I'm an Aries, so that's quite a live for the moment, and you know, worry about the rest later.
So what about like a moment that sticks out in your mind in the Blue days, like a crazy moment?
There's so many crazy moments with Blue. I mean, I was in a band with a nutter called Lee, I love him to bits, but as you know, he's just crazy. You never know what he's going to do. You never know what's going to come out of his mouth, and you're never quite sure what's going to happen if you go out with Lee. And that's what I kind of loved about it. You know, it kept you on your toes. And obviously, you had safe hands like Anthony.
Yeah, that's true.
He always knew what he was going to do.
And a little bit sensible, yeah.
Sensible.
He was safe,
Simon was pretty cool. You know, always pretty sensible as well.
But it was always you and Lee. Like you and Lee were the closest.
Yeah.
You know.
I do like the kind of naughty side, but I'm also a goody.
Well, you've got. Okay, you're a goody, but you've got a serious dark side to you.
I do have a bit of a naughty side.
Yeah, that's an understatement of the century.
Really?
I won't get into the details. I promise you I won't. But you have a super dark side to you.
I would say it's dark. I say I have quite a naughty side. I like to have fun.
Yeah, we know that. Oh,
We used to go to Ibiza a lot and have fun together, which was...
that was so much fun.
We
But
used
you
to have
know,
fun.
but you could, when you go to Ibiza, it's different now in Ibiza. You have to come with us actually. But now it's just different. I just can't.
We've all grown up now. We've got children.
Yeah,
And, you
and
know,
we just
we're not
can't go
being
out
more
all
responsible. No, I can't. I'm just dead the next day. So...
I can't do that.
But I do love all the times we used to go to Ibiza together and have fun. You know, we used to go to Pasha, and we used to walk in and have a great table, and we did used to have a
We had
good
a
time
great
back in the day when we used
But
to go.
even back in London, you know what I mean? Remember that time when we had, I have to tell you guys. So, we had this friend of ours, I'm not going to say the first name, but she was part of the Bin Laden family. And then we were friends with George Bush's nephew, right? So we thought it'd be really funny if we invited them both around and we set them up. And this was a while ago when, I don't know if this is a great story, but I guess we'll go there. This is when Bin Laden was actually alive. So, you know, it was this whole thing about trying to find him and...
all sorts of stuff,
Yeah, exactly. So we brought that, and they were really vibing.
They
remember?
liked each other, and then I think you killed their vibe because you explained to them who each other were.
I thought it was
And a
so
Bush and a Bin Laden, it wasn't...
I mean, that's epic, right?
Yeah.
And we thought it was quite funny. They didn't really think it was funny. But then Wafa
They
ended
didn't
up...
mind. I guess it's their family's history, isn't it?
Yeah, but can you imagine? That wasn't, I don't know, I guess we were in a different place. I wouldn't do that now. But it was so funny.
I remember you used to have, in your house, you had this really cool room downstairs. It was like pink, and then the floor would just sink and it would turn into a pool.
Wasn't
We used
that
to have
the
a pool.
coolest?
We used to have a pool party. It was
And then we had the
was
decks.
amazing.
I would get up
We
on
had
the
decks. Yeah, everyone used to get in the pool. We'd have so much fun. It was brilliant.
We used to have parties.
They were the best parties.
Oh, we had the best parties. And then with
Should
the
be the best parties.
ice sculptures, even for my... Well, yeah, even when I didn't have that house and then we moved on, even for my 40th, that was a great party.
Great party. Fancy dress.
Oh my God, yeah, it was fancy dress.
Wasn't it?
And the next day in all the newspapers, everyone just falling out with their boobs falling out.
It
And,
was a fun party.
and yeah, Ellen fell on the floor. That was a crazy party. But those days are long gone. Ish. No, they're gone, seriously.
We've gone up a lot, I think, in that, and I physically can't party like I used to. Sign of getting old.
You're not that old.
I went out the other night for dinner with a few of my friends, and we went to a nice restaurant in London, and I found myself drinking sake, because you know I love a bit of sake.
Yeah, I know.
And the next day I had to come in for rehearsals, and I just felt absolutely terrible.
Just with sake?
Yeah. Well, I did mix it. We ended up doing some
Oh no,
shots.
that's what it is. When you mix it, it's like death.
But
you know?
just the next day, and I just was like, I can't do it. I can't even go out and get drunk, so I'm being a good boy.
But you know what's, I keep saying amazing, but I just think your whole career, and you're a grafter, you really work for it, you know?
Yeah,
but, I mean, after Blue and that adoration and that crazy fame, then you sort of reinvented yourself.
I think after Blue, it was all kind of, We're being summoned. Time. I think after Blue, you know, you have that moment of thinking, I've gone from having this huge career and fame, and you want to kind of still not, you want to still do something, but not just disappear in the middle of nowhere. And so many bands, when
They do though.
disappear,
So
you never see.
how do you do this? How do you reinvent yourself?
I mean,
how do you make it happen?
I don't think it was also reinventing. I just think it was great that I had the opportunity to go into musical theatre, which was my passion since I was a little boy. And I went to the West End and did a whole bunch of shows, which I loved, and I loved performing on stage.
And you got great reviews.
I just loved it, and it was a great opportunity for me to do something different.
And you were doing Priscilla then for how long?
And then I finished Priscilla last year, dressing up as an Australian drag queen.
But you're awesome.
Yeah, it was great fun. But then, unfortunately, from it all, I ended up having a really bad back injury, which kind of changed everything in my life. It stopped me.
That was awful.
Yeah.
I have to
You
say
came
this.
to see
Yeah, ooh, that was really.
Cap
really
came and saw me
awful.
in hospital, which was really nice because I hadn't seen you for a while, and you turned up, and you were there when I was in my hospital bed, and it was nice. We spent the afternoon together.
But you couldn't move? I mean,
No.
it was like terrifying.
I had a catheter in my willy, and I couldn't even pee properly. So the fact that I'm up about now, walking around and peeing normally is such a great.
But I
it
can't
makes you
believe you're
appreciate
still
things.
numb and.
Yeah, I'm still numb from my bum down, but you know that could take maybe a year or so to get better. So I don't know.
It will get better.
Hopefully.
But you're kind of used to it at this point, no?
Yeah, numb bum.
But you can't work out as much like you used to. Really
No,
pump
I can't
iron.
work out at all. And I used to love working out. I used to love going to the gym. I was a bit obsessed with it at one point actually, but now I haven't really worked out.
You still look amazing.
Well, I'm not really taking any topless pics anymore.
But you do throwbacks.
Yeah, do a good
lot,
throwback.
yeah, I mean-
Good throwback.
I see a lot of throwbacks.
Oh
yeah.
yeah, that's how I used to look. Shit. But yeah, no more. And I'm going to be 40 in a couple of years, so I'm kind of, changing a new way of my life now. And I'm now living in Liverpool, which I love. I never would have thought I'd be out of London, but living in Liverpool is great. I'm trying something a bit different, a bit new, and we've got lots of plans for Blue next year and the year after. So there's some really good stuff happening.
That's amazing. But what is your? I'm going to end on this note. But what is your dream? What is like your dream job? Your dream?
Do you know what? I think I've had an opportunity to have a little go at everything, and I've been very lucky that I've had that chance. But my dream would just be, I'd love to meet somebody now. I'd love to settle down.
Oh,
I would.
I would love that for you too.
I'd love to meet a really nice person and just have an opportunity to be in a loving, caring relationship, because I think, you know, you can work and have fun, but when you come home at night and there's no one there, it can be a bit lonely. And I think I've had my fun, but it would be nice to kind of meet somebody lovely like what you did and have a really loving relationship. But it's quite hard. It's like finding a needle in a haystack.
You know what, babes? I met him at 39 years old,
Yeah.
and I wasn't sure. I didn't want to compromise, and this is one thing. Thank God you haven't compromised, because you had a few good ones and you had a few really bad ones, but you just didn't see it. But we're like,
Yeah.
okay, just
And
let
you're
him go through it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But at 39, I found the love of my life, and it's gonna happen. I know
There's
it.
hope for me. Yeah.
You're so amazing. It's so gonna happen.
I'm going to be 39 next year, so maybe 39 is a lucky
Exactly.
number.
That's the magic number.
Magic number. I hope so, because that would be mine.
It's going to.
That would be. I'd like that.
100% possible.
And I'd love my mum to see me getting married or something. You know, I think that everybody's so cool now about being gay or whatever. It doesn't. You know, you can get married. All that law's being passed, and I think it's great. I mean, I'd love to get married, and
You want to have more kids?
yeah, but I want to be in something stable.
You have to.
You
Oh
know,
my
I
goodness.
think
Well,
we
you
need
know what
that,
it's like
so-
to be a single parent. So the next
If
time
anybody
around-
else, anyone's out there who wants a nice, loving relationship, who
Oh my
get in touch.
goodness. And what's your Insta and what's your Twitter?
Yeah, Mr. Duncan James, follow me.
And
I'm too fussy though for my own good, isn't that?
No, you're gonna meet the right person. And you know what's so weird is, when I met Ty, it just happened so fast. After 2 months, we're like, okay, let's start having kids. You just
right?
know. After 2 months.
Amazing.
And now it's 5.5 years later. And it's even better. Oh, you're gonna get it. Oh, it's coming your way.
Hit me on that.
Right on.
Yes.
Okay, everyone, that's it. This is one of my best friends, the most gorgeous, the most gorgeous person in the whole wide world, Mr. Duncan James, and he's single. So if any of you want the most perfect person in the world, you gotta tweet him or Insta him. Or you could tweet or Insta me, and I'll set you guys up.
You could be like the modern day Scylla.
Exactly, yeah. So anyways, guys, we'll see you in a few weeks' time here on Caprice Live. Thank you for tuning in. Bye.